Hello guys, welcome back. My name is Nathan and today I'm going to be analyzing 2020 draft prospect Tim Stützle, his top 5 potential, and if he is the next Leon Draisaitl. Now Tim Stützle has been one of the most impressive prospects so far in the 2020 draft, and with the potential to go top 5 in the draft, a lot of people right now are comparing him to Leon Draisaitl. So when it comes to Tim Stützle, how has he done so far in his draft year? Should we compare him to Leon Draisaitl? And could he potentially go top 5 in the 2020 NHL draft? For all my opinions and more, watch till the end to see it all. Now, the German phenom Tim Stützle has been making big waves throughout the hockey world for his insane start to the DEL season. At age 17, Tim Stützle might be the best German forward prospect since Leon Draisaitl back in 2014. And while there hasn't been too much competition, Tim Stützle can find himself in not just the top 10, but potentially the top 5 in one of the most stacked drafts we've ever seen. Now, Tim Stützle, the German forward center, sits at age 17. He'll turn 18 in January, so about a pretty normal birthday right there. At 5'11", 165 pounds, Tim Stützle is looked at as probably an 8 to maybe 12 overall pick in this draft, but that is rising. With his amazing DEL performance so far, his draft stock has been just shooting up. It's skyrocketed, and for very good reason. Now, this man, at 17 years of age, in a men's league, has done amazing things so far. In 12 DEL games, Tim Stützle with the Adler Mannheim has gotten 3 goals, 10 assists for 13 points. This isn't like the OHL, the QMJHL, where you can just get over a point per game easily and it's nothing. But this is the DEL. It's one of the better and best leagues in hockey. It's a men's league with professionals everywhere. And he's been able to get over a point per game, which for anybody in that league is freaking amazing. Now, for reference, Tim Stützle right now is sitting at 7th most in scoring in the DEL. Again, 3 goals, 10 assists for 13 points. Currently sitting at 2nd in scoring on the Adler Mannheim, right behind former Leaf Ben Smith, who sits at 16 points in 12 games. But for a team like Adler that just won the DEL championship last year, for a guy like Stützle, who, yes, gets a lot of ice time, to be 2nd in team scoring in a men's league at age 17, those stats are honestly insane. He is getting a great opportunity and he's been putting in positions to succeed so far, but even with that, he's been awesome. And out of all the prospects right now that are playing in men's leagues, in the SHL and Liga, in the SHL you got Holtz, Raymond, Gunler, in the Liga you got Anton Lindell and Hyvönen. But when it comes to the most impressive stats out of prospects in men's leagues, Stützle just takes the cake, and it's not exactly close. This man isn't even an adult yet, and he's over a point per game in an adult league. It's the DEL too, which is a great league overall. Yes, he gets great play time on the first line and even on the power play, but regardless, at age 17, you gotta give him credit for that. And what gets me very excited, especially for the team that ends up drafting him in the 2020 draft, is that the Adler Mannheim have such a great track record of developing prospects. We saw it just last year with Moritz Seider, who was surprising, went 6th overall. He's playing straight in the AHL Grand Rapids, and he's playing pretty well for himself. But Adler Mannheim developed him that way. They slowly gave him ice time, and he slowly became one of the best prospects in the draft, and Detroit took the chance on him. I think the same thing might happen with Stützle. I think he's the better prospect, yes, has more hype as he should, but I don't really have any insecurities about his development because Adler Mannheim has done such a good job of that recently. Yes, there might be some holes to fill up, but Stützle's looking amazing. Whoever ends up drafting him is going to be very lucky. Now, sadly, we don't get a true comparable between Stützle and Draisaitl because Draisaitl was in the WHL in his draft year. But back in 2014, Draisaitl put up 64 games, 38 goals, 67 assists for 105 WHL points. Totally impressive, especially for a draft year, and of course ended up going in the top 3. The same situation could go with Stützle, but of course being in the DEL, if he's around a point per game or even somehow over a point per game at the end of the year, he could definitely make a case for the top 5 in one of the most stacked drafts we've ever seen. And looking at how all the prospects in 2020 have done, besides maybe Lafreniere and maybe Quinton Byfield, there hasn't been a prospect that's been more impressive this season than Tim Stützle. Even with power play time and even with first line opportunities on that top six, I still think Tim Stützle's had an unbelievable season. I really wasn't expecting this. I was expecting more about a half point per game, and I still think that would have been a very terrific season for him, but around point per game is even more impressive. It's good to see him get an opportunity because I think he's one of the more talented prospects in this draft, and we'll get an even bigger look as well with him in the World Juniors coming up. Now obviously, when a high-end German forward prospect comes around, there's going to be comparables to Leon Draisaitl. But even besides the fact of him being German, I can see why. Because Stützle is seriously talented, has a ton of offensive capabilities, like Leon Draisaitl. But I still don't think that they're a one-to-one player. I don't think Tim Stützle is the next Leon Draisaitl. One, you're probably not going to get a Connor McDavid alongside Tim Stützle, unfortunately. And two, I think they're just different style of players. Tim Stützle is more along the lines of a passing phenom who passes first. He usually doesn't like to be selfish and take the shot 100% of the time, like Leon Draisaitl sometimes does with a guy like Connor McDavid on his wing. Obviously, at that point, it's easier to do that, but I think Tim Stützle is more of a conservative guy on the offensive side. But it's obviously been working in the DEL with his amazing skating and smooth puck skills. He's been able to dominate against men too, which, as I said before, is just insane. So for me, while yes, it is totally early, I will say that Tim Stützle is one of the better prospects in the 2020 draft. But while it is very easy to compare him to a guy like Leon Draisaitl, let's not give that kind of expectation to the kid yet. Because to be hyped as an 100-point guy in the NHL, that's a lot of expectations for the kid. I want to see the guy develop. We'll see if he's actually NHL ready after his draft year. But I think he's going to be a different player. He's probably going to go down a much different road. Whoever ends up drafting him, though, around that 5 to 10 area, I think is around where he'll go. Unless he just continues to be absolutely amazing and force himself into the top 5, I think we'll see him around that. Again, in a draft like 2020, to go top 10 is absolutely insane. And Stützle has definitely proved himself as that. But as a guy with a lot of German descent, I can't help but cheer for him 100%. Just like last year with Moritz Seider, hopefully we see Stützle rise to the occasion and be a top 10 pick in this draft. It is super early, but if he continues at the rate he will, he might just be a top 5 pick by the end of it. And that's fantastic to see. I think he's the best prospect German-wise since Leon Draisaitl, and that's definitely high praise. With Moritz Seider, Dominic Bach coming in recent years, hopefully we'll see him have a good year. I think it will happen, and while he might not be the next Leon Draisaitl, I still think he'll be very, very good. But of course, with this prospect deep dive, I need to hear y'all's thoughts down those comments down below. So let me know what you think about Tim Stützle and his dominating performances so far in the DEL, and of course, where you would put him in your rankings. Where would you put him in the top 5 or the top 10? Let me know. And of course, the question, do you think he's the next Leon Draisaitl or not? But if you guys want some more Grav videos just like this one, you should click on this card right here to watch my full 2020 NHL Draft playlist. Trust me, there's a lot there to watch. Grab some popcorn, get some soda, whatever you need to do, because it is worth it. But that'll be it for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Again, comment down below your thoughts on Tim Stützle and how he's done so far in the DEL, and if he is the true fact, the next Leon Draisaitl. Share this video also with your friends, trying to get the Grav gang up to 10K subscribers, boys. Let's get her done. I'm Nathan, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Goodbye.